Okay, so much for the different use cases on how we can change or access resources in code and in XML. So now we are going to discuss the resource types. Ano? So dito nakapaloob yung iba't ibang klase ng mga resources na meron ng isang Android application. And these are the following. So each of the documents in this section describe the usage, format, and syntax for a certain type of application resource that you can provide in your resources directory. So ibig sabihin, lahat ng type na meron dito ay pwede nating ilagay sa directory ng resources para sa ating application. No? So the different resource types are the following. So we have animation resource, drawable resource, layout resource, menu resource, string resource, and style resource. And aside from this, meron pang iba't ibang klase ng resources. Itong mga nandito, ito lang yung mga common, ang kalimitang ginagamit. No? Okay, so as enumerated in this one, so yung iba dito ay napag-isapan na natin. So alam na natin kung ano yung drawable resource, di ba? So ito yung mga images, graphic files na pwede nating na ilagay doon sa ating application. Then we have here the layout resource or layout resources. Ito yung mga i-design natin na nakikita nating user interface ng ating application. Yung menu resource, hindi pa natin ito nabibigyan ng focus last time. Then we also have the string resources. And alam naman natin yung mga string resources. At ito yung isa pa sa kailangan natin pag-usapan. We have the style resources. Okay? Style resources and then menu resources. So now we are going to focus mostly here on the style resources and menu resources. Okay? Pagdating sa animation resources, we are just going to provide an overview, basic description, and kung ano yung mga types ng animation resources. So let's start with the animation resources. So an animation resource can define one of two types of animations. So we have two types of animation resources. We have the property animation and then the view animation. And the view animation is also divided into two types. So pagdating sa property animation, it creates an animation by modifying an object's property values over a set period of time with an animator class. So si property animation ay ginagamitan ng animator class. Okay? Pagdating naman sa view animation, so hindi na define kung ano yung klase ng kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng view animation, but meron siyang two types. There are two types of animations that you can do with the view animation framework. First, we have the twin animation. It creates an animation by performing a series of transformations on a single image with an animation. Okay, so kung matatandaan ninyo from your basic subjects on animation courses, kung meron man kayong napag-aralan, so isa yung twin animation sa pinaka-basic type ng animation na pinicreate ng isang animator. Then we also have the frame animation, or creates an animation by showing a sequence of images in order with an animation drawable. Okay, so ito naman ay ginagamitan ng animation drawable na class, samantalang yung twin animation ay animation, and yung property animation ay gumagamit ng animator class. Okay? So, hindi tayo makakapag-create ng animation sa ating mga application as of now. So, if ever you have time, you can study more on this particular type of resource, and if ever you can apply to your application. Okay? So, the next thing is about the drawable resource. So, alam naman natin, a drawable resource is a general concept for a graphic that can be drawn to the screen and which you can retrieve with APIs such as the getDrawable method or apply to another XML resource with attributes such as the Android drawable and Android icon. Okay. So, kung matatandaan nyo dun sa image view na ginamit natin sa code natin last time, like for example, dito sa code nito, kailangan pala ay sa mismong Java file. So let us open once again the Java file of this one. So kung matatandaan nyo, di ba, nung kinocode natin yung ating, sa application natin, nag-access tayo ng isang drawable resource using the code during runtime na nakikita lang natin kapag nirarun na yung application. So, yung mga code na yun ay nilagay natin using this one. Ito. Like for example, this one. So, ito yung code kung paano napapalitan ng background image yung ating activity. At ginamit natin yung set background drawable resource. So, kasamahan po yan nung sinasabi dito na get drawable na method. Siya yung pwede mag-retrieve ng isang drawable resource para makita ng user sa ating user interface. Okay? So, we have 3 types of drawable resource in this one. So, we have here the bitmap file, the 9-patch file, and the shape drawable. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin bitmap file, so a bitmap file or a bitmap graphic file, so usually ang mga file extension ng ganitong types ng drawable images are .png, .jpeg, or .gif. So, nag-create yun ng isang bitmap drawable sa user interface ng ating application. So, ibig sabihin yung ginagamit natin as for now dun sa ating application like this one. Okay? So, yung makikita natin dito, .jpeg ang kanilang mga file extension. So, ibig sabihin, bitmap file ang type ng drawable na meron tayo. Then, we also have what we call the 9-patch file. So, a PNG file with its stretchable regions to allow image resizing based on contents. At ang kanyang file extension at .9.png. So, it creates a 9-patch drawable on the user interfaces of our application. So, basically, wala tayo ngayon yan. So, meron kasi mga applications na ginagamit para makapag-create ng ganitong klase ng drawable. Yung merong file extension na .9.png. So, anong pagkakaiba nito sa isang normal PNG na file na image? So, ang 9-patch file ay stretchable ang mga regions. So, ibig sabihin, pwede nating i-customize yung mismong 9-patch drawable para mag-fit na maayos dun sa screen natin, sa mismong application, dun sa activity na meron yung application, base sa kung ano man yung magiging laman. So, ito ay mas customizable with regards to what we want for our users to see on our application. Then, the last one, we have the shape drawable, an XML file that defines a geometric shape, including colors and gradients, and it creates a shape drawable on the user interface of our application. Okay? So, those are the 3 types of drawables. Then, the next one, we have the layout resources. So, alam naman natin na a layout resource defines the characteristics of the UI in an activity or a component of a user interface. So, ito yung isang example ng code ng isang layout resource. At from our previous applications na kini-create, syempre makikita natin ang ating layout resources ay sa loob ng layouts folder. Ito sila. So, meron tayong dalawang layout resource. I have the activity_main and the activity_second. So, pagdating dito sa underscore main natin na activity, ayan. So, ito yung code ng ating isang resource, which is a layout resource. Okay? So, ayan. Then, we also have what we call the menu resource. Okay? So, ito yung isa pa sa hindi natin na i-apply sa application natin. So, a menu resource defines an application menu such as the options menu, context menu, or submenu that can be inflated with menu inflator class. So, since na siya isang resource, matatagpuan ang isang menu sa or kailangan i-define siya sa loob ng resources directory. So, ito yung isang example ng kanyang code. Okay? Sa XML. So, we have here the menu tag. At ito yung kanyang mga metadata. Then, syempre, sa loob ng menu tag, excuse po, we have here an item that defines a particular or one menu in that particular menu. Okay? And then, the end tag of that menu. Okay? So, pagdating doon sa ating checkboxes application, here, you can see here a menu folder at meron siyang laman. So, we have here the main.xml and the second.xml. So, basically, nakikreate yung menu kapag nag-create tayo ng isang activity doon sa ating application. No? So, from the start, nung create itong project na to, itong application na to, meron tayong create na activity at may kasama yung isang menu, which is the main.xml. Ito yun. Ano? Pag in-open natin yan, ito yung makikita niyong laman niya. So, parang strings.xml lang din. Ano? Kaso, siya ay isang menu resource. Kaya ang makikita natin dito ay menu elements. Ano? At Android menu ang nakalagay. So, pag kagaya ng string, pwede natin tinan ang code ng ating menu na main.xml at base dun sa PowerPoint presentation, ito yung example doon. No? Ayan. So, we have here an item that can display a menu in an action bar of our application. So, para saan itong item na to nakalagay bilang isang menu dun sa ating application? So, ito yung nakikita natin na mayroong dinidisplay na settings. Diba? For example, if ever na we are running this application, at ito yung activity na nakadisplay. Pag nilaran natin siya, diba? May makikita kayo dito sa gilid na to ng ating action bar na tatlong tuldok. Ano? So, yun ay isang menu na naka-inflate. Ano? Na na-inflate yun using the menu inflator class. No? So, di ba, yung tatlong tuldok dito sa gilid, kapag pinindot natin, may lumalabas na settings na naka-display. Ano? So, yung settings na yun ay na-display dahil dito sa menu na main.xml. Ano? Yan po ang naging dahilan kung bakit nandun yun. Ito yung tinatawag nung code natin. Ano? Ito yung tinatawag. So, paano na-display na merong settings? Dahil po, meron tayong isang string resource dito na ang pangalan ay action_settings na title nung menu na yun. Ano? So, ibig sabihin, kung anong value nitong string na to, which is settings, by the way, yun yung i-display nung menu. Ano? So, paano ito natatawag dun sa code? No? Pagdating dun sa ating Java file, ano? Since na ito ay kay main activity na our activity_main na layout, syempre naka main activity.java file ang code kung paano na-display yung menu na yun dun sa ating activity. So, pagdating natin dito sa Java file, ito yung mga kinode natin last time, di ba? Madami na sila. And para sa radio, ayan. At dito sa baba, meron kayong makikita isang method. Ayan. Ito ay nakita natin ito dito nung na-create mismo yung activity. Ano? Ayan. So, meron tayong method na ang pangalan ay onCreateOptionsMenu. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung ginagamit na method para makapag-create tayo ng menu sa ating action bar. Okay? Ayan. So, siya ay naka-override kasi automatically siyang generated. Then, sa loob ng ating method, so we have here ang tawag dito ay a comment saying inflate the menu. This adds items to the action bar if it is present. Okay. So, meron tayong get menu inflator na method. Then, we have here the inflate method. At yung inflate method na yon ay merong dalawang parameter. So, we have here the name of the menu resource and the menu, which is this one. Yung parameter na dineclare as part of the onCreateOptionsMenu na method. Kung ito ay X, ito ay X. Yan. So, yung menu na yun nandito kanina, yung dineclare dito. Okay? So, since now we are calling a menu as part of this method, so, nag-declare tayo ng menu class dito. Instantiate na, sorry. Instantiate natin yun as part of the menu. OnCreate options menu na method. Okay? So, balik natin yung original na laman. Okay? Yan. So, itong parameter na to, ito yung way kung paano natin tinatawag si menu na main.xml. Ito. Yan. Itong main.xml na to, ito siya. So, kung katulad ng pagtawag natin ng mga string, we have the r.string.helloworld or r.color.opaquered o kaya naman ay r.drawable.myicon.png. So, since na menu ang ginagamit natin ng resources dito, so menu yung tatawagin natin ng subclass ng R class. So, we have the resources class R, submenu, yung menu, resource, subclass yung menu, then the name of the menu itself, which is main. Okay? So, yun. Then, we have here the return true na key para if ever na habang create yun, then kapag i-inflate yung mismong menu, wala lang magre-return lang siya na true as part of the creation ng onCreate ng menu na nilalagay natin dun sa ating activity. Okay? Kasi dito, ang return type ng ating method is Boolean. So, it's either true or false. Okay? It's either i-return true kung na-create yung menu or false if not created yung menu dun sa ating activity. Okay? So, balik tayo dito. Baka meron tayong mga codes para makapag-create ng menu. But, according to this PowerPoint presentation, wala tayong mga examples on how we are going to create menus for our application. Anyways, balikan na lang natin siya later. Anong tapusin na lang natin discussion natin about this PowerPoint presentation. So after the menu resources, we have the string resource. And I think that we have already talked about this one. So a string resource provides text strings for your application with optional text styling and formatting. There are three types of resources that can provide your application with strings. So we have string, at ito yung pinaka-common. Then, we also have the string array. Yung string array, kung matatandaan nyo, nung nag-create tayo ng autocomplete text view at saka sa spinner, no? Gumamit tayo ng string array. So, yun yung string array dito. Then, we also have the quantity arrays. Ano? So, yung quantity arrays na sinasabi dito ay XML resources that carries different strings for pluralization. Okay. So, hindi lang single array ang laman noong quantity arrays. Ano? Different strings ang pwede na i-contain. So, ito ay parang, kumbaga, singular lang yung string array. So, meron tayong quantity arrays para sa plural form ng array na yun. Okay? As type of string resource. Okay? So, we have here a single string that can be referenced from the application or from other files. Okay, yung string. So, alam naman natin kung ano yung itsura ng string. Saan natin makikita lahat ng string resources natin? Siyempre, siya ay nandun sa values folder. Then, we have here the strings.xml, this one. At dito na pupunta lahat ng kini-create natin na string. Whether dito tayo nag-create or dun sa mismong layout natin kapag nag-edit tayo ng strings ng mga views na nakalagay dun sa ating layout. Okay? Then, we have the string array. At ito yung isa sa mga naipakita ko na last time. Okay? So, an array of strings that can be referenced from the application. Okay? So, meron tayong example dati. Ano nga ba yung ginamit natin na part ng ating autocomplete text view? Dito ba yun? Let us see. Saan ba? Okay, so hindi pala dito nakalagay yung ating autocomplete text view o kaya naman ay yung ating spinner. So, hindi siya dito. Okay? Pero yung string array doon, yun din yung dinidiscuss dito. No? So, paano tayo nag-create ulit ng array? Yung array ay pwede nating isama dito sa ating string resources. So, kasi lahat naman na nakalagay dito ay considered as string or resources. Okay. And we have here our array, string array. Yan, we have here the planets underscore array na create natin last time. Ito siya. So, ito yung mga items niya. Kag tingnan natin sa code, ayan, ito yung katulad ng example na didiscuss sa PowerPoint presentation. So, we have here string array tag to declare the string array that we are creating. Then, we have the name attribute. And we're going to identify the name of the array that we are going to create. And inside the end and start tag of that string array, we are going to declare the items. Ano? At ito yung mga individual arrays na laman ng string array na yun. Okay? So, each item should contain a content na yun yung magiging value ng mismo array. Okay? So, that is for the string array. Then, we have here the style resources. So, a style resource defines the format and look for a user interface. A style can be applied to an individual view from within a layout file or to an entire activity or application from within the manifest file. So, pwede tayo mag-provide ng style resources either sa layout file natin o kaya naman ay sa ating manifest file. Sa manifest file, bakit? Kasi, kung matatandaan nyo, let us open our manifest file. Diba dito, ayan, so we have here the Android theme attribute for the application tab. And on this part, we are calling a style attribute. And the name app theme is a name of a style that is already created in our application. So, ito yung isang way kung paano nag-a-apply ng style resource sa isang application. Pwede dito sa manifest file ng ating application. O kaya naman ay sa mismong layout dun sa ating application. Like, for example, in this one, yung pagiging kulay blue nitong text view na to at pagiging white ng text color niya ay isang style. But nilagay natin yun in individual attributes like Android text color na may value na white at meron tayong Android background na meron ng value na blue. Okay? So, kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay style resource, pwede tayong mag-create ng mismong style resource. Okay? So, example in code of a particular resource which is style. So, we have here, ayan. So, we have here the resources tag. Then, the style tag with a name attribute. Ito, custom text. And then, meron siyang parent tag, parent attribute, kung saan yun yung i-depend niya. Ano? Kasi dapat lagi may parent tag. Parent attribute, yung isang style na kini-create natin. Ayan. Basically, ito yung ginagamit mismo ng application. Ano? Then, inside the style tag ay merong mga items. So, yung mga items na yun ay merong mga name. At kung papansinin nyo, ang value ng name ng mga items na yun ay yung mga attribute na nilalagay natin dun sa ating code mismo. Like, for example, in this one, itong Android background na to, na merong value na ito, ay pwedeng maging part ng example natin dito. Kasi pwede tayong mag-add ng bagong item dito, under this one, after this one, this item, na merong name na Android background. At pagkatapos, yung style na create natin ay pwede nating i-apply ng isang bagsakan dito sa mga nakalagay sa ating layout. Hindi na natin kailangang isa-isahin dito na maglagay ng background, maglagay ng text color, na maglagay ng text size, maglagay ng padding,